But you'll be happy to know that if you had smell-o-vision, I wouldn't stink right now. Hey guys, welcome back to Calico Cow Acres. I'm Mickayla, and today we are going to be making homemade deodorant, and I also have a few more updates for you guys. It has been raining like crazy this week. It's been raining non-stop. The entire property is just saturated, if not flooded. It's slippery and soggy, and the ducks absolutely love it, but no one else does. So with that being said, greenhouse is on pause until it dries out a little bit. That's update number 1, and that's why I'm doing deodorant today. It's finally sunny outside today though, and it's extremely windy. So I'm really hoping that that helps dry out the property a little, and hopefully I can have greenhouse video number 2 out to you guys later this week. But thankfully we have inside projects to be able to work on. So we're doing all of the Sunday reset things. I have the dishwasher going, you can probably hear it. Laundry, cleaning up the house, meal prepping after I'm done doing deodorant, starting a whole bunch of seeds today. I'm gonna walk you guys through the seeds that I'm gonna be starting today. And then we are gonna be making a few different kinds of deodorant. Just for reference, I usually use native deodorant. I get like the plastic-free sensitive skin kind, but I recently ran out of it because I didn't realize that I was running low, and I had to impulse get a kind that's like a more natural kind of deodorant. I think it was Humble brand. I'll try and find a picture of it and put it on the screen to show you, and it made my armpits break out like crazy. So I looked at the ingredients on both the native deodorant that I usually use and that deodorant, and they were pretty similar. There were only 3 things that were different. It wasn't the baking soda because that's in both of them. I'm kind of suspicious that it might have been the pine scent because it was like a woodsy scent. I have a recipe that I'm going to use that I'm going to walk you guys through the ingredients and everything. I can't give you the exact specific recipe amounts and everything because it's not my recipe to share. Yeah, it's just not mine to share, but I will be showing you the actual ingredients in it, but I am modifying it slightly. I will show you the actual ingredients that are in it, just not the specific amounts, and I will link some similar recipes that are available for free online in the description below. Before we get too far into the deodorant process, I do want to show you guys what seeds I'm starting today after the deodorant's done. And if you're not interested in this, feel free to skip forward to the deodorant process. It should be in the next few minutes. So just really quick, we're gonna do Mulatto Ileno, which is technically a variety of Poblano and Cubanelle. I like mixing those with bell peppers to kind of add a little bit more flavor. These, especially Cubanelle, are one of my favorites. Seasoning peppers, we have Alma paprika, giant Marconi, pimento pepper, and Jimmy Nardello. Then we have snacking peppers, or what I consider snacking peppers, shishito and ahi cachucha. I also have some saved cachucha seeds from last year. Then we're gonna do a mixture of our bells. We'll do Purple Beauty, Chocolate Beauty, some hybrids, Goldens, and then just the standard grit green and red ones. We're gonna do the mild versions of spicy peppers. We're gonna do piquino, yellow piquillo pepper, habanada, and nata-pino. Then we're gonna start all of our brassicas, so Brussels, cabbage, kale, and broccolis. We're trying this BC 1611 one this year. I'll probably primarily plant that one, but I might start some of the others. We're starting green globe artichoke, Swiss chard, which is part of the brassicas. We're starting some irises that are saved and seeds from a friend. Snapdragons. I have more eucalyptus that I found that I want to start. And then these are both bells of Ireland. And just so that I'm ahead of the game, I'm gonna start a handful of nasturtium flowers. It's gonna be one of our bigger seed starting days, but I'm actually feeling on top of things this year and I'm excited to do it. And Taylor's been helping me when we need to start seeds, so it's fun to do. It's fun to sit down and do that together. But let's get back into deodorant things. I just wanted to keep you posted. Today is February 16th. This should be coming out in the next few days. have about 20 of these mini half-ounce containers. I'm gonna be trying to shoot for making 15 of them, which is quartering the recipe that I have. I don't wanna make too many because if for some reason the recipe also makes me break out or gives me a rash or my skin just isn't a huge fan of it, or one of the scents that I do doesn't work well, I don't wanna have boatloads of it. So I'm gonna do a quarter of the recipe, which should be 15 of those little containers, and it would be 3 big containers. So just for reference, I ended up getting rid of the one that made me break out, ran to the store and got this one. These are ridiculously expensive now. I think this was like $12 or $15 for this. Just this one. I usually get the plastic free ones, but they don't have them at my store. I do like this scent and it doesn't make me break out, but I just wanted to show you for reference the scale. The ones I'm gonna be making are about 1/5 of the size, and I'm gonna be sharing them with a couple of friends to see if they work for them as well. Okay, I feel like I should walk through why I'm using these, why these things are used in this recipe. Cocoa butter is gonna be moisturizing, but also it's gonna add some firmness to the deodorant to keep it solid. Shea butter is very moisturizing. It also has a solidity to it. Coconut oil has some natural antibacterial properties that will kind of help with fighting odor. Beeswax is kind of the solidifying agent for it. It's going to help keep it in a solid stick form when it gets a little warm. These things all kind of solidify the deodorant and make it that texture that you want to be spreadable but not liquid. And then I'm gonna also add magnesium flakes into this, just like a 1/2 teaspoon of this dissolved in a tiny bit of water added to this blend to help with deodorizing even further. This is the part of the recipe that I'm modifying. Over here we have arrowroot powder. It's gonna make it glide on a little bit smoother, and it also will help with absorbing excess moisture. Baking soda is an odor neutralizer, and bentonite clay also helps absorb moisture. Vitamin E oil acts as a natural preservative, so it'll help keep the deodorant good for longer. With this batch, I don't really know how long I'm gonna need it to last, but if I make a full batch of 12 that are this size, I want it to be able to last me for like at least a year. And then essential oils have their own properties and things that they do depending on which one you're using. I'm not gonna get into the subtleties of all of the essential oils because there's a lot that they can help with, and there's a lot that they're used for. For this recipe in particular, we're using them for the scent, obviously. I will, I guess, point out that tea tree in particular is supposed to have natural, like, antibacterial properties, but I'm really just using this for scents. Alright, so we're just gonna place this in a pot of water. This is my double boiler setup. It's nothing fancy. And then I turned this on. I'm getting it heated up on medium high. Basically, we just want to get these guys melted and mixed together. While this is doing its thing, we are gonna mix up the dry ingredients, which is the arrowroot, the clay, and the baking soda. And I'm just gonna pour them in this big bowl for mixing.
Taking my time as the sun it shines on me and everyone that has come to find. This world is cruel, but there's nothing new. Living in the moment is the only truth. But let's go slow. Living in the moment is the only truth. But let's go slow.
A little bit of clay. right, now it's just a waiting game for whenever this is done, and then we're gonna mix them together and add the oils and pour them, hopefully, easily into those little containers. All right, it is melted. We're gonna add our tiny bit of vitamin E. Oil. Stir that in there. I'm completely eyeballing this part, just FYI. I'm trying to do this quickly before it hardens all the way, but I'm gonna add essential oils. All right, we're gonna do 20 drops in each. The ones with multiple, I'm just gonna split up roughly. Now we get to try and put them in these little containers. I don't really know a better way to do this, because this is pretty thick. Maybe a small funnel, but we might just get messy. This would obviously be a lot easier with bigger containers, and I'm hoping this recipe works out well, so I can do it in big ones next time. Okay guys, I cleaned one up and put the lid on just to show you. It's so cute. Look how tiny it is. I do think that it would be way easier to fill these up if they were bigger. I knew that going into these little ones, so it took way longer than it should have, and it's a lot messier, but they're easy to clean up. This would have only been 3 big ones. So you can see how doing this many little ones is way more work than doing 3 big ones. They're not the prettiest things in the world. I'll be able to clean them up so they look nice, but they're just for me and maybe a couple of friends, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so the next step is just to let them harden back up. They're still pretty warm, and then I'll get them cleaned up, get all of the caps back on them. I might make some cute labels for them if I have time. If not, I'll just label them with Sharpies or something. For now though, it's time to clean all this up and make some dinner, do some meal prepping, and get ready for the week. All right guys, it has been a couple of days. These guys have firmed up. Miss Peanut, please get down. And I have actually been using one of these the last couple of days because I wanted to test it out so I could tell you how it was working. So I made cute little labels for them, and I just have a thermal printer. They have fun names. I put which essential oils I used for each. I got all of these cleaned up, and they smell amazing, like actually amazing. I won't lie and say that they are the most perfectly done. They were a little bit messy because I have them in these small tubes, like I mentioned before. But they're nice and solid now that they've dried and cooled, and I like it. I like how they work. I've used them for like 2 to 3 days now. Well, one in particular. I haven't tried all of them, just the the one that was the piney scent, the Sacred Mountain essential oil, because I was curious if that one was going to irritate me, and it hasn't bothered me. But you'll be happy to know that if you had smell-o-vision, I wouldn't stink right now. At least I don't think so. So it seems to be working. I'm happy with it. I'm excited to try the other scents once I get through this one, but I will try and use this up and make sure that it's not affecting me. I will say there are a couple of little things I would change for next time. I think that they're slightly softer than what I want. So I think next time I will do just a tad more beeswax. One thing I did notice about them, or at least the one that I've tried, which is one of the milder scents, the essential oils do, like the scent from the essential oils does kind of fade away sooner than any other like store-bought natural deodorant that I found, but that's just kind of, if you know anything about essential oils, they're meant to dissipate. It's actually a good thing because they're not like fragrances sticking to your skin for a long time, so I'm not upset about that. It just leaves kind of the cocoa butter scent of the deodorant left over, which is fine by me. So I just wanted to point that out in case you do try and make an essential oil based deodorant. The actual fun scent that you make might dissipate sooner than you would expect another deodorant to. Like I said before, I'm gonna link similar recipes, since this isn't my recipe to share, down below with these ingredients in them, and then you can just make it for yourself, try it out, try a small batch like I did, and tweak it for your own preferences. But I think overall this is a big win. I'm excited to keep trying these out and not buying $12, $15 stick deodorants anymore. That's a huge one. I'm gonna get the labels on the rest of these and get them ready to go to a few friends, and I'll probably make a bigger batch soon. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.